Number 5. Tuk-tuk Mystery. On the 28th of December 2024, this driver was on his way home in Delhi when he spotted something that made his blood run cold. The creepy footage, later uploaded to the Instagram account Delhi SE Sky, shows the moment he overtook a tuk-tuk. But there was something seriously wrong. He said everyone had their hands out of their vehicles to film it, and as he got closer, he realized exactly why. What his phone captured next went viral, leaving viewers completely baffled and questioning what they just seen. Here's the strange footage. The footage shows our driver overtaking the tuk-tuk, and as he passes, the camera reveals what had other drivers so spooked. Every seat is completely empty, and we get a pretty clear view of it all. Yet the vehicle is cruising through the late-night Delhi traffic as if nothing is wrong. Viewers were so baffled they nicknamed it everything from the haunted auto to Tarzan, the Wonder Rickshaw, a nod to a Bollywood film about a car that drives itself. But let's get the logical explanations out of the way. Could it be some new self-driving model? Not a chance. We did some digging, and not only there are no self-driving tuk-tuks in Delhi, but that specific model definitely needs a driver to move. But hey, maybe it's just rolling downhill, right? Nope. Look at the road. It's flat. A runaway vehicle wouldn't be moving with this much purpose, staying perfectly in its lane. The most plausible real-world theory is that the driver had to bail out moments before this was filmed, leaving the tuk-tuk to ghost ride for a bit. But we get a pretty clear view of the road, and the way it moves is just too deliberate. Plus, the uploader mentioned this went on for a good 10 minutes, until he had to turn away from the vehicle. So what do you think? The aftermath of a driver ditching a faulty vehicle? Or did this guy capture a genuine haunted auto on its nightly commute? Let us know what you think in the comments. Number 4. Crazy or the future? On the 16th of May 2025, the Algonquin Police Department received a call about some sort of disturbance at a laundromat. The owner further explained that the woman in question was exhibiting signs that they simply couldn't understand, and requested that they come immediately before things got any worse. A unit was swiftly dispatched. But what the officers encountered that day isn't something the police academy necessarily prepared them for. Take a look.
Hi, ma'am.
Just a young lady. She's wearing all black. She's clearly off of something.
Okay.
She's getting in people's faces. She's making grunting noises and saluting people and just kind of standing there just staring at town.
Okay.
Her pupils are very dilated, just really, really odd.
Hi, ma'am. How are you? Are you okay? You're okay? What's your name? Ma'am, can I get your name, please? Ma'am, my name is Officer Moore. We're here to check on you because it's been reported that you're exhibiting some behavior of intoxication. Have you taken any illicit narcotics today? Do you have an ID on you?
Just as witnesses had explained, the woman was getting in people's faces, saluting them, and making strange sounds.
Ma'am, can I get your name, please?
When officers asked for her name, she responded with stiff salutes and robotic gestures instead of words. But one detail in particular caught viewers' attention. Watch closely.
Can I just see it so I know who I'm talking to if you're not going to tell me who your name is? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Thank you. Is this your current address?
It needs updated.
Oh, that's fine. Where are you staying at right now? We always like new people coming in and stuff like that, so. But I'm just concerned. Somebody was saying that you were actively doing this. What is the saluting about? Can you explain that?
Did you spot it? Again, she flashes a hand sign that many online believe represents 666. Some took this as a clear sign of demonic possession. Others thought that she might be under the influence, but officers, of course, weren't considering the supernatural. After checking her ID, they confirmed her name was Hilda, a 28-year-old who had recently moved from Indiana to California. Although her responses were coherent, her behavior doesn't tell of someone who's in control of her actions.
I'm just asking you questions. Like, if this is how you normally behave, that's fine. I just want to make sure that you're okay. All right? Do you mind if I get the fire department over here to evaluate you, just so I know that you're all good to go?
I do mind.
Okay. It's not going to cost you anything. I don't. If you're going to be exhibiting this behavior, obviously something's going on. Can I see that?
Hilda denied being under the influence of any substance, and every test they performed on her came clear.
Two options. Your first option is to allow us to give you a ride back to your hotel, and then you can come back and get your car later. Or your second option is to either buy an Uber, call a taxi, or call a friend that lives locally to give you a ride back to the hotel. Okay, so which option number 2? Okay, can you call an Uber so you can go home? We're not leaving here until you go back to the hotel in an Uber or taxi. Because I'm telling you right now, should you decide to get in that vehicle and drive away, I will pull you over and I will begin a DUI investigation. Do you understand that? Okay. So can you please call an Uber to come and get you? Okay. Would you like me to call you a taxi?
No.
Okay. Well, then you need to start making some moves on this. Otherwise, I've got 6.5 hours left of my shift. I will sit here this entire time. Okay. Let's call somebody. Okay, then can I give you a ride?
Seeing that she didn't want to leave or cooperate with the police, the owner of the laundromat filed for her to be removed from the premises and not return.
Reiterate this to you again. Okay. One last opportunity to allow us to give you a ride, or you can call an Uber or taxi right now. Or the third option is that if you get behind the wheel of that car, I'm initiating a traffic stop, and if you don't do this DUI investigation, you will be arrested, okay? You understand that? All right. Let's go.
But just as the cops were about to leave, she did the very thing they warned her not to.
Do not get in that driver's seat. Get out. Get out.
At this point, they were compelled to perform a sobriety test. What followed only made things stranger.
Keep your head still. Alright, let's try this again. Look directly at me. Focus on this. Tip of this little light. Follow this, okay? Just relax. I don't need you all scrunched up in the face, just relax. You gotta keep your head still. Okay? Keep your head still, arms at your sides. Okay?
While the instructions were quite simple, she struggled to follow the pen with her eyes without moving her head. Bear in mind that officers didn't smell any alcohol on her, nor did anyone report seeing her drinking. Still, the officer deemed her unfit to drive and placed her under arrest for failing to comply.
All right. Have you consumed any narcotics today?
No.
You don't want to shed any more light into why you're acting the way you are?
No.
All right. Do me a favor, turn around, place your hands behind your back. You're being placed under arrest for driving under the influence of suspected narcotics. Just want to let you know what's going to happen, okay? So I got to check my bag to see if I have some necessary paperwork. If I don't, we're going to stop by the station and get some paperwork, all right? If not, we're going to go to the hospital. There, I'm going to read you a form requesting that you submit to a chemical sample of 2 vials of blood and 2 bottles of urine, okay?
I decline.
You're going to decline? Okay. So upon that, I will then get a search warrant for 2 bottles of your blood and urine, and then we'll issue that. Okay?
I'm not under the influence.
Okay. Well, something is going on that myself and the fire department believe that you are impaired and under the influence of something.
Now, the case of Hilda wouldn't have drawn this much attention if not for the way it split opinion. Some believed she was possessed, pointing to her gestures and odd behavior. Others argue she might be an alien who hadn't quite cracked how to interact with humans. And then there are those who think she was simply playing an elaborate prank on law enforcement. One commentator even claimed he and his college friend once staged a similar social experiment to see how people react when confronted with bizarre, unusual behavior, though he admitted they never pushed it far enough to end up cuffed in the back of a squad car. If you ask me, she's either one of the earliest versions of real cyborgs being tested, which wouldn't surprise me, knowing how fast AI and robotics have been advancing in the past few years. Despite the issue of a warrant to obtain her blood and urine samples, Hilda refused to comply. She was charged for resisting an officer and refusing to comply with a warrant. The case remains open as she awaits the outcome of her actions.
Are you okay? You okay?
Number 3. Bigfoot. Is that you? On Sunday, the 8th of October 2023, Shannon Parker were taking the narrow-gauge train from Durango to Silverton, Colorado. As the train cut through the valley, they noticed something unusual moving in the brush below. Curious, they pulled out their phones and hit record. What they captured left them stunned. Take a look.
It's an elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down.
Where at?
Yeah, let me see your camera, I'll do it.
I guess
Down in the valley, a strange figure can be seen making its way through the foliage. To Shannon and his friend, it looked like Bigfoot. The figure appears to notice it's been spotted, and then crouches, seemingly trying to blend into the surroundings. But the clip is brief and without much context, so viewers were quick to dismiss it. Some argued it looked more like a man in a Sasquatch Halloween costume than a legendary creature hiding in plain sight. Yet this isn't the only sighting of its kind. In Ontario, Canada, a group of friends on a fishing trip captured something eerily similar. Take a look.
Here is one of the latest Bigfoot sightings captured by some boaters. I'll play it through and then I'll zoom in on the subject and then play it again at full speed and then slow it down so that we can get a better look at the Sasquatch-like subject on video. Here's the original again. I'm going to play it forward and backwards for you, and then I'm going to zoom in on it.
According to them, this was the first time they'd ever come across something like this. Normally they came here just to fish and take photos and videos of the scenery, but this time their camera picked up something else entirely. Watch closely. Notice how the fur seems to match the grass and foliage. Its proportions, long arms, forward-leaning upper body, all fit the depictions of Bigfoot we've seen in movies. Even its gait looks strangely consistent with what eyewitnesses have long described. And unlike hoax hunters, these guys aren't out looking for mythical creatures. They stumbled onto this by accident. However, locals claim that this area has a history of Bigfoot sightings. Don't forget that these guys weren't actively looking for mythical creatures when they caught this figure on tape. But folks who know the area well claim there have been several sightings of Bigfoot in the area. So what do you think? Do these clips add to the growing pile of evidence for Bigfoot's existence? Or are they trying to pull a wool over our eyes? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below.
Where at?
Yeah, let me see your camera.
Number 2. Someone explain this. The following footage was posted by a former Marine who was in charge of surveillance during one of his 6-month tours at sea. What was supposed to be another boring shift staring at screens soon took a dark turn after he spotted something utterly terrifying on the monitor. Here's what he caught. Someone can be seen climbing aboard, seemingly walking through the side railing before dashing across the deck. At first, the entity appeared to have the figure of a person before blurring out and moving like an orb. The dude claimed that this was one of the creepiest things they'd seen while on duty at sea. Skeptics may be quick to chalk this up as a bad case of a bad camera feed of someone simply running on deck. But how do you explain the figure seemingly phasing through obstacles? Also, did you spot how weirdly it moved across the deck? Real poltergeist sighting or a cheap-ass camera feed? We'll let you decide. Number 1. The Great Crash. On a Thursday evening, a guy and his little sister were jolted awake by strange noises around their bedroom. Seeing that it would be hard to explain what was happening to his parents the next morning, he brought out his phone to record. What he caught almost guarantees that no one would be sleeping in that room that night.
Lo vi, jefe.
Parte ahí por la... ¿Será que me acerco?
Sí.
As he steadies his camera to where the disturbance came from, something swings the cupboard open as if to announce its presence. While not much is known about the house's dark history, it's safe to say that they'd need to stock up on sage sticks and holy water if they intend to stay there much longer.
Parte ahí por la... ¿Será que me acerco?
But there seems to be a faint, ghostly outline of an animal-like face right in the middle. Could the cat's leg just get yanked into the air by nothing at all? You can see its whole body and tail as it ascends, and there is no hand holding any part of it. The fun doesn't stop there, however, because while the group put all of their attention into the rooms and the pub, something even more sinister was going on below them.